Hello, I am Krishnamurthy Pammi. In this video, we are going to learn about plan risk management process. Risk management forms critical factor in achieving project success. That is why, along with the project manager and the project team, other stakeholders like sponsors, customers, regulatory bodies, other subject matter experts also get involved in defining and structuring risk management process so that the risk management plan will act as a guiding factor for the project team in performing the risk management throughout the life cycle of a project. Let us understand plan risk management process in detail now. Plan risk management process is the process of defining how to conduct risk management activities for a project. It also ensures that the degree, type, visibility of risk management are proportionate to both the risks and importance of the project to the organization and other stakeholders. So, if a technically complex project is more important to the organization and other stakeholders, the risk management process tells us allocate more risk management efforts towards such projects. Thereby, we can help those projects channelize towards success. So, it ensures that the degree, type, visibility of risk management are proportionate to both the risks and importance of the project. The major output of plan risk management process is risk management plan. So, the risk management plan is the plan for the plan. Okay. Now, the major elements of risk management plan are risk strategy, methodology, roles and responsibilities, timing, funding, risk categories, stakeholder risk appetite, probability and impact matrix, definition of probability and impact, reporting formats and tracking. Let us understand these 11 elements in detail. Risk strategy describes the general and overall approach to managing risks throughout life cycle of the project. It tells us how to go about high priority risks, medium priority risks, and low priority risks. It provides us the strategy of dealing various risks in a project life cycle. Methodology defines specific approaches, tools, and data sources available at hand so that we can perform risk management on the project. So, the methodology provides guidance with respect to approaches, tools, and data sources. Okay. Now, the roles and responsibilities tells us who does what on the risk management activities. So, it thus provides structure and guidance for risk management office. The timing is when and at what periodicity risk management processes to be performed so that new risks can be included and existing risks can be modified. So, timing is all about when and at what periodicity the risk management processes to be performed. Now, the funding. It identifies the funds needed to perform activities to project risk management. It establishes protocols for the application of contingency and management reserves. So, funding is important to perform risk management activities. So, risk management plan provides guidance of how much fund is required to various types of the projects, various complexities of the projects. So, depending upon the uniqueness of the project, okay, the risk management plan provides guidance on how to arrive at appropriate funds required to ensure that we perform risk management efforts towards that project. In case we require more funds towards contingency and management reserves, what is the protocol to ensure that we apply for more efforts and cost in the form of contingency and management reserves? The next major element is risk categories. So, using a structured way of categorizing risks, we can identify risks in a comprehensive way. So, from all the sources of project risks, we are categorizing them into technical risks, management risks, commercial risks, and external risks. Okay, the technical risks may include scope definition, requirement definition, estimates, assumption and constraints, technological process, technology, technical interfaces, and so on. So under these subheads, whatever risks we can identify, we will identify and we will include under the head called technical risks. Similarly, the management risks may include project management related, portfolio management related, operation management related, organizational related, resourcing related, and communication related. Similarly, commercial risks may include contractual terms and conditions, internal procurement related, suppliers and vendors related, client and customer stability related, partnership and joint venture related. So all commercial risks can be identified under these subheads. You may include more number of subheads also under this subhead. So the next one is external risks. That means all legislation related, site or facility related, environmental related, regulatory related. So all such risks can be included as part of external risks. So the beauty of risk categorization is it provides structured way of identifying risks, and also you can as well explore more number of categories depending upon the project context. The next one is the stakeholders risk appetite. Okay, there are three levels. Appetite level, that means the degree to which the stakeholders are willing to take risks in anticipation of award. Okay, for example, let us take an example of a startup company where the management board says, okay, I wanted to invest $100,000, okay, in the anticipation of a reward. This is called risk hungriness. It is also called risk appetite level. Now, if in case they are in a situation wherein they can't go back and they have a hope, okay, so they may go up to acceptable level. So acceptable level is the degree to which they can withstand the risks. This is what is $200,000, for example, is the amount is acceptable to the board so that they can withstand the risks. There are certain stakeholders who are very aggressive. Okay, so they wanted to check their skin and they are hoping for the best. So they say, okay, I want to go till threshold level. So in our example, up to $300,000, the management board may wish to spend on the project in anticipation of greater benefits. So threshold level is the degree beyond which the board or stakeholder cannot take a risk beyond this point. These thresholds of key stakeholders are documented and considered in risk management plan. This information is considered when ranking risks based on probability and impacts and when prioritizing which risks will be addressed in risk response planning. Now, the next one is guidance on probability and impact matrix. Okay. Now, before that, we wanted to have a common understanding on what is very high impact and what is very high probability, very high, medium, low, very low. So these are the terms we attach to probability and impact elements of a risk. So when to call probability as very high, when to call impact as very high. So we have taken just an example. Okay, using this table, we can say under this condition, I can call the probability as very high. So for example, if you see here, if the probability is greater than 70%, all stakeholders of the project should say the probability is very high. If the probability is within 51 to 70%, then all stakeholders should say the probability is high. So likewise, we have a common definition available. Otherwise, what will happen? Let us suppose that 60% of the probability is very high for a stakeholder, but for other stakeholders, 60% is medium. So whenever we go and ask, okay, what is the grade you provide for probability, various stakeholders provide various grades. So in order to avoid that kind of situation, we come up with a common definition depending upon the project context. So when to call probability as very high, when to call the impact is very high. So depending upon historical experience and depending upon project context, we come across the grading. So it provides common understanding on probability and impact grading. So the moment we have a common understanding on probability grading scale and impact grading scale, we now proceed towards probability and impact matrix. So now all people should say same vocabulary towards very high, high, moderate, low, very low impact scale. So because here we have established that grading scale for both probability and impact. Now using that scale, okay, we arrive at a risk score. Okay, so the impact score multiplied by the probability score is what written here. So this is the score available for the negative risks or threats. This is the score available for the positive risks or opportunities. So the score is arrived by multiplying the probability score and impact score. Okay, so depending upon the overall score, for example, wherever the risk score, that is the multiplication of impact score and probability score, if the risk score is greater than 0.24, we categorize them as high risks. Similarly, if the risk score falls under this amber zone, okay, we call them as medium risks. If the risk score is falling under the green zone, we call them as low risks. So we are establishing a common terminology towards high risks, medium risks and low risks using the template called probability and impact matrix. So this probability and impact matrix is being suggested by risk management plan. Okay, now the next element is reporting formats. It defines how the outcome of the project risk management process will be documented, analyzed and communicated. For example, risk register, how the template of risk register should be. So the risk management plan, based upon experts' advice, it provides formats for various risk related documents. Okay, it also provides how often risk audits are to be conducted and how risk activities need to be recorded. That comes under as part of tracking. So these are all the elements of risk management plan. So risk management plan consists of risk strategy, methodology, roles and responsibilities, funding, timing, risk categories, stakeholder risk appetite, probability and impact matrix, reporting formats and tracking. The tools we use to arrive at risk management plan is expert judgment and data analysis and meetings. Okay, so the planned risk management process, its major output is risk management plan. It is a process of defining how to conduct risk management activities for a project. It is a plan for the plan, and this process is performed once or at predefined points in a project. I thank your interest to learn, and I look forward to add more value add sessions in future. Thank you.